Well, the president's response to this, as Jennifer outlined, was don't. And we have heard that a couple of times from this commander-in-chief. Take a look.
Vladimir Putin is becoming embarrassed and pushed into a corner. And I wonder, Mr. President, what you would say to him if he is considering using chemical or tactical nuclear weapons.
Don't.
All right, don't. General Jack Keane, what do you think?
Well, I mean, that's not much of a policy, don't. And we've obviously lost our deterrence capability under this administration time and time again. I mean, the reality of Iran finally is center in the picture here is, in a sense, is welcome news because it reminds us how everything got started here. They green-lighted the ground invasion into Israel, and they operationalized every single one of their proxies to coordinate an axis of resistance against Israel or against U.S. presence in the region. All of that took place because Iran wanted it to take place, and also they provided the support for it, the training for it, and as we know, they've assisted in the planning for it. So this is the reality of what we're dealing with, and this administration has lost their capability to deter Iran. As a matter of fact, one of the very frustrating things, not publicly disclosed, is how frustrated the Israeli political and military leadership is with the administration over Iran, because they believe there needs a major effort to deter Iran's aggression in the region, and yet this administration for 3 years has put diplomacy and appeasement first, despite the increasing aggression that Iran has displayed. And that is one of the reasons why we're really in this situation. I will say this, Neil. I know everybody spun up over the fact that Iran is going to do something, and it's likely imminent. But let's keep this in focus. Iran does not want to get into a conflict with Israel or the United States. Why is that? Their military is absolutely not prepared for anything like that. Air Force, Navy, relatively weak. Army, while they have a lot of numbers, not particularly well trained, not particularly well equipped. They put most of their money into offensive missiles and drones, and the overwhelming majority of their money goes to the proxies to conduct offensive operations for them. Likely, certainly a response by Iran because all the international visibility attack on the IRGC headquarters in Damascus. So there will be a response. But Iran does not want this escalated to conflict.
We are showing some video of that attack and the aftermath of that attack at that consulate, to your point, General. We're learning separately, General, that the United States has been working the angle of China to see if they can tell Iran not to retaliate. How effective do you think that will be?
I don't think not much. Obviously, China has a role to play in the Middle East, and they certainly want the flow of oil to take place. I don't think they've ever agreed with Iran's goals to dominate and control the Middle East and control the flow of oil. And the United States has reached out to all the Arab nations, certainly in the region, to Turkey and to others, to try to convince Iran not to do that. That's fine. But Iran's going to make the call here themselves based on their own national interest, and they have certainly acted as independent actors in the past, and I think that's what we're going to get here. The guy in charge of this, the supreme leader, is making this decision just as he made the decision to go ahead with the ground invasion into Israel.
General, hopefully cooler heads prevail here. General Jack Keane, always good seeing you, my friend, and thank you. Have a safe weekend.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.